Hi there, it's Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. Now, the last few days I've just had all these thoughts, okay, about how much we need to be connected to others. Now, a lot of us take pride in being independent and that we don't need anyone else. Okay, I was like that all through school. I was like that. You know, I would go to school and I would lose myself in books. I would read books all day long so that I didn't have to rely on anyone else, you know, on their moods or whether, you know, today they wanted to be my friend and tomorrow they would take that away, you know, because from very early on I decided that love can be taken away. And so I learned not to trust in it. You know, that was my experience from very early on, that love's given to you and it can be taken away. And so you kind of learn to rely on yourself, you know, that you don't want to trust that because it hurts when it's taken away. That's the truth of it. It really hurts. And you don't want to go through that again. You know, you don't want to trust in this friend that you've just made and that, you know, they're going to be your friend and they're going to give you their love like you're going to give them your love, you know, and you'd love to be with them every day and you want to play with them every day and you want to share your stories and all these things. And then one day they decide to take that away, you know? So the point of this video was to talk about how much we need to be connected and how much we need other people in our lives. We need it, like we need to breathe. Like we need to drink water to stay alive. It's not yeah, you can live without it. You can, but it's an empty life. You've got no one to share it with. When you get to the end of it, you have no memories of what you shared with other people or what they shared with you to contribute to you as a person. Because when you are connecting with other people, you're constantly contributing and sharing who you are, and they're sharing who they are. And you expand. In your mind, you expand because you're seeing things in a way that if you're living in your own little world and you're not connecting to others, then you become very, you know, narrow. Your vision's very narrow. You see things your way. And there's no one to challenge you in anything, in any of your thinking. There's no one there to say, well, maybe it's not black. Maybe it's grey. You know? In your whole life, you're going to look at it and think, no, that's black, because there's no one else here to tell me it's not. You know, that's what it is. It's black. That's what I've decided, and that's what it's going to be. You know, but it's when you travel to other countries and you see other people and how they live and what they hold dear to them, you know, to them and their traditions and how they live, you know, you see a different part of the world. You realize that your lifestyle and how you live is not the only way. There are other ways that people live. And maybe they're happier the way they live. And so it opens up your eyes to what can you adopt? What are they doing differently? What can you adopt in your life? You know, are they more carefree? Are they less attached to material things? Are they more connected to their children, to their family, to their neighbours, to their community as a whole? How do they live? All of these things open up your eyes and they widen your view of the world. Being connected is such an important thing in life. But the being connected is because of the love. When you're connected to others, you know, and you're giving your love and they're giving you their love, you expand. You know, your life has a different meaning to when you're on your own. So with this video, I wanted you to think about that because, you know, the whole thing came about because over the school holidays, my little girl came home with nits, with lice. I'm not sure if they're called nits all over the world, but lice, you know, those annoying things that they get, their little bugs in their hair and they can't stop scratching. And so that's why the previous videos when you saw me, I was scratching all the time because it was in my mind that she'd been scratching, and so I keep thinking I've got them now. So I've done all the treatments just in case because I've got it in my head that I must have them as well. But when she first got them, she came home with them from the school holidays, and we were treating her for allergies. I honestly thought she'd had an allergic reaction to a conditioner I'd bought her. And I treated her for that for the 2 weeks. And then as we're heading back to go back to school, I realized that it wasn't the allergy at all, because no matter what I did, it was getting more and more itchy. So I started treating her for the lice. I took her to the doctor because I didn't know what to look for and I couldn't find anything. So I said, there must be something making it itchy. Anyway, so we went to the doctor, we got all the lice treatment done, all of that. I did mine as well, everybody in the house got done. And then she went back to school, because I remember thinking, my husband and I, we never had lice growing up. Never in my whole life. I don't even know what lice feels like, And then she got it and I panicked because I thought, you think, will you be able to get over it? Like so many people talk about it takes months to clear it. It just keeps coming back. And she went back to school, first day of school. And she saw one of her little friends, because she's got a lot of friends in her class. And the first thing she did, or they did, the two girls, they went running towards each other, clashed, and gave each other the biggest hug. So of course in the hug, their heads, were on top of each other. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, how beautiful. I would take the nits any time of the day, any time. The lice, I would prefer that to her sitting in a corner reading her books like I used to and not being connected to anybody. I don't care, that we have to go through this treatment and we have to get rid of them and it's painstaking, when you have to do all the combing I didn't care. Once I saw how it could have come, I thought that's more important. I'd rather shave her head, shave my hair off, shave all the hair off in the family. But that to me was more important. She's connected. The rest doesn't matter. So, I want you today really think, if you're one of these people like I was, that you feel you have to be independent, that you don't need anyone else, that you're the only one that can do it, and if anyone else tries to help, it's never going to be done right? Because I grew up like that. I had to do it. If it wasn't done, someone else tried to help. Like if we had projects at school and we had to share with someone else, I used to hate that. I did. I hated it because I was a perfectionist. And so I thought, this person's just going to mess it up and I'm going to have to do twice as much work to make it good, So I never trusted anyone else with anything growing up. I never trusted, except for my cousins, but we didn't do projects together. We didn't do schoolwork together. That I knew that's how I wanted it. And that's what was going to get the best marks. It was going to do well, So all of that, if you're one of these people, you're a perfectionist like I was, you super independent and you think that you're strong because you're independent. You take so much pride in that. Today, I don't want you to get to the end of your life in that frame of mind, thinking that being independent means that you're a strong person because you don't need anyone else. You can do it all yourself. Because that's not what we're here for. And even if you do have someone else come in to help you to do something and they mess it up, but you're doing it together, you're connected. It doesn't have to be perfect. And that's what matters. All right, my darlings? I love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages. And I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.